What is going on, everybody? SpykerZ Xenith here. Today I'm going to be doing a quick hardware review of an IStarUSA group. It's just a hot swap cage for a 3.5-inch drive bay, external drive bay. I bought this to put two SSDs in for my recording machine so I can hot swap those in and out as I please, so I don't have to transfer a bunch of stuff to a computer that's faster in order to like edit the video. So without any further ado, let's open it up. Little sticker on here for some reason. I don't know why Newegg decided to do that. Anything interesting on the box? Not really. There's a larger one maybe. Don't really know what the difference is. Supposedly there's a key on here that you can lock the drives with, so that's kind of neat. They also have a 4 hard drive version on there. That's what that other picture is. Alright. There was some speculation on the reviews that I was reading about this, that your drives actually slow down quite a bit when you use this guy. We'll see. We'll see. See if the benchmarks are too different. Alright, so very interesting the way this opens. Just that guy right there. And then we open this. I did not pay much for this at all. This was, I believe I got it for $10. Which is a steal for anything like this. Usually they're quite a bit more expensive. But let's see how the build quality is. That feels pretty heavy. It does have some keys here and some screws to mount this into your drive bay. It's kind of neat. It'd be good to lock the drive that I'm using for the operating system. This is the actual product itself. Some literature here. Just a user's manual, I suppose. They actually put some shrink wrap around this guy when they shipped it. There's only one serial ATA power port on here, and then you have the 2 serial ATA ports for the separate drives. It's kind of neat. There's a switch back here. Let me open this bad boy up. It's kind of small, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. Let's see if I can't open this bad boy. That is... Oh, there we go. Get the old knife out. Without destroying anything that you see, that would be a good idea, huh? Alright. You know, it's too bad this thing is going to be mounted in a case where you'll never see it, because it's actually a really good looking unit. I don't know if you can see all that there, but look at it. It's like brushed. It's nice, and the stripe on there is kind of nice. And this is what you get. I mean, there's activity lights on here. You can't really see those very well. Let me see if I get that to zoom in on there. No, come on, you. Do what I want you to do. But there's activity lights on there. You're going to have to trust and believe that there are. And then the drive bays themselves, you just open it. And then there's the door, and then you can see the serial ATA in the back. See if the light helps that at all. You can see that back there. And we open up the other one. And it's a very similar story. There's just some rails on the side where the drives slide in, so they're separated from each other. But for an SSD, it's totally acceptable, I feel like. So, I mean, it feels solid. Construction is relatively solid. For $10, you couldn't buy this type of construction for $10 anywhere else. And it looks good. I mean, you could use this externally if you wanted to. Here's this guy here. You can turn this serial ATA 2 port off and on, it looks like. Or this is for the entire unit. I assume it's for the whole unit. You can turn it off and on in the back. So you could use this externally if you really wanted to. That's really neat. This is pretty nice piece of hardware so far, and it's got like a little bit of beveling in here, maybe for cooling for the drives. Yeah, it goes all the way through. If you can see those holes there, if you can see the beveling, I mean it's black aluminum, and then it's just beveled out, and you can see it there. This camera is horrible, and I apologize for that. But you can lock them up. Apparently, it's so easy just to lock. Where are the keys at? Keys and screws. Definitely be using those to mount it. Come on, little guy. They're kind of small. And even these feel okay. Like, I can't bend them with my finger. Usually stuff like this is pretty cheap. Let's see. It's got a little keyed spot there. Put that in. You turn it. And you can't open that one now, but you can open the bottom one still. Guys, this is simple. This is brilliant. I don't know about the speeds. Again, I was reading that the speeds were an issue with this. But you know what? It just has to be fast enough for my needs, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the system, and we'll come back with the rest of it. All right, guys, and this is the drive bay installed in the PC. You can see on the left-hand side here, it actually starts about right there. It doesn't really intrude into the case at all. This is just the way this old computer is. You had to remove like part of the case just to get that in there. It's a little funny looking, but it does work. If it was in a case where it had an actual 3.5-inch drive bay, this would look just fine. It would stick out just the way it's supposed to, just like any other floppy drive would. But I don't see any issues in a normal case where this wouldn't fit properly. There are lights here, activity lights on the side, as you can see there. I have one of the drives locked, and if that's got my operating system on it, if I pull this little tab here, it'll actually eject the drive. And you just pull the drive out, and there's that SanDisk I recently did a review on. It's just got the ports in there, so nothing to it. When you go to put the drive in, you push it in, and it won't push it any further. You actually have to use this lever here and close it. And it doesn't snap or anything. There's really no feedback. But for a $10 expansion bay hot swap cage, I'm pretty impressed with this little guy. It does work. It seems to work pretty well. Sometimes it does have trouble reading the drive when you first insert it. That could be the drive itself. It's very possible. When you lock it in there, it goes in there pretty nicely. Like this one up top is locked. You can't even open it. But it's I tell you, this is pretty slick. For $10, you really can't beat something like this. And they do have the 4-drive unit as well. I assume that fits in a 5.25-inch bay. I don't really have a need for that, honestly. But if I was looking for another one of these, I might pick that up. As far as the speeds go, this computer is pretty old, and I don't believe the serial ATA interface goes much past what this thing's actually rated to do. So I really can't compare if it's going to be any faster or slower in your computer or not. In my own testing, this is totally adequate for what I need it to do. It seems pretty quick. I just need to swap drives in and out. And this allows me to do that for $10. Alright guys, and if you like this video, give me a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.